Good morning, everyone. Look at what we have today. We finally have some sunshine. We have had so much rain. I've talked about it in a lot of my recent videos, but today is a glorious sunny day. We have, I think, a clear day today, maybe a cloudy day tomorrow, and then I think rain all weekend. So I am gonna get whatever I can get done today. I have so many things that I have not been able to do because of the weather. So many plants that need to go into the ground, some transplanting. I have a ton of weeding. I have to take out my tulips. Things are just looking really messy right now. So I'm gonna work at stuff little by little today. I don't know what all I'm gonna get done. I will flip you around and kind of show you really quick the area that I'm thinking of working in. But I also need to run out to the garden center. I was out inspecting my plants last night after the rain, and I noticed that some of my friendly furry friends are munching on my plant stash that is on my patio. So to say that I was just a little bit upset, I don't know. I was trying to take it in stride and not be too upset. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see what I can get today real quick before everything is totally picked over. But let me turn you around and show you what I'm talking about. So I've had this plant stash on my patio for quite a while now. I have more on my deck, but a lot of this I moved out from my front porch when I did my front porch project. And silly me thinking that they would be safe on the patio. I don't know why I thought that, but I grouped together. It really wasn't a huge amount of stuff that got nibbled on, but I was pretty frustrated. This is a Supertunia Bordeaux. I bought 3 of them, and you can see they just clear off, nibbled it right down to the roots almost. I don't know if that's gonna grow back or if I'll be able to find another one. I was gonna use that in one of my containers, and then I had just gotten this dill at the garden center Valley View that we went to for Mother's Day. They cleared that right off. And let's see, this is some parsley that they just about fully cleared off. This parsley, they didn't get too bad. And look at this. I had this out front. I was planting it out by my redbud tree. This is a geranium, Roseanne geranium. Geraniums are, I have never seen a rabbit eat a geranium. It was beautiful. It was big. It literally just took it right down to the base. There's a little bit of growth happening right there. Now this is a perennial, so it should come back, but I was like, what kind of an animal eats a geranium? Clearly my rabbits do. Another thing that I want to look for at the garden center today are 2 more elephant ears. I had these Royal Hawaiian elephant ears in my garden last year, and I think I'm going to use elephant ears again because I am not going to be planting my bee balm that I was talking about in my the garden center video, the Jacob's Climb bee balm this year. I'm going to let it grow and then plant it next year. So I'm just going to stick with the elephant ears, but look at this. So I swear that I dug out these elephant ear bulbs last year where my elephant ear plants were, and these are growing back. These were supposed to be my elephant ear bulbs. Do they not look like allium to you? I don't know, guys. Sometimes my mind, I don't know. These really look like alliums. I don't think that they're elephant ears, and I don't know. I really don't know what happened. I could be mistaken, but they do not look like elephant ears to me. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look for 2 more elephant ear plants. So that's the update on my plants on my patio. I'm gonna flip you around and just show you kind of what's going on over here in my main flower bed that I'm gonna work in today. Can we just pause for a moment and look at my rhododendrons flanking my lovely AC unit right here? Oh my goodness, they are so pretty right now. Okay, so we're out here in my main flower bed. Everything is really wet. Hopefully it will dry out a little bit today. My boxwoods have completely flopped over in the rain. But today, I don't think I'm gonna work too much to the left of me right here, but I think I'm gonna focus mainly in this bed right here, my main perennial border. I have, well, first of all, a ton of weeds, and I have all of my tulips that are done that need to come out of the ground. And I'm gonna show you. So I think that this is all black-eyed Susans that are coming back, that have self-seeded. Do you see all of these seedlings? And then I have a ton of Rose of Sharon seedlings that need wed out of this bed. So I won't film all of that, but I do have a lot of weeding to do and more tulips, a lot of tulips to take out. And then I'm just gonna be rearranging some of these perennials, especially along the front here. I wanna kind of revamp the front of the border a little bit, just so that things are grouped together a little bit better, and it just gives a little bit of a better show. So one thing I'm gonna be doing is dividing my lamb's ear, and I have some other perennials to add. You can probably see one peeking out right there. Just some rearranging and some planting to do. And let me show you what's blooming. I have some foxglove coming. Oh my goodness, look at how pretty. I have never grown foxglove before, and I think I'm already in love. There's more coming there. A lot of yellows. This was a mixed color seed packet, so I really don't know what I'm gonna end up with, but so pretty. So I'm gonna go up to one of my favorite greenhouses in the Lancaster County kind of area. It's called Shady Grove Greenhouse. I'm just gonna go see what I can find. I'm afraid that they're gonna be more and more picked over as the season goes on. So I'm gonna see if I can replace some of those plants that were damaged and see if there's anything else that I find that I might want. So let's take a really quick trip up there and get back and get to work. I may have already bought some of these for my main border, except they are, I think that range blues, but $8.95 for these Ethiopia. Beautiful peonies for $12. Oh my goodness, they're so pretty. Paint the Town Red Dianthus. $6.95 for those. There are more geums. I was looking for the Totally Tangerine. These are so pretty. They are $5.95 and Petticoat Peach. I found my geranium. I think I'm just gonna get another one. They are $5.95 a piece. It is so windy. I hope that you can hear me talking. Oh my goodness, they have like, I don't know, just a handful left. I came at the right time. Look at these beautiful wire vine for $3.75. All proven winners. So much pretty color everywhere. All right, I am back home. I am gonna show you guys what I got. I could have bought the entire store. I've actually been there one other time this season and did a little bit of a bigger plant haul at that time. And this time I knew this, they only take cash, but I didn't bring a whole lot of cash, so I was limited on what I could buy, which probably was a good thing. But they just have so many things, so many beautiful things that you can't find at a big box store or, you know, a lot of other nurseries even. So I was just really enjoying my time. But I'm gonna show you what all I've got. It's getting really breezy out here. Hopefully, I don't think it's supposed to rain. As long as it doesn't rain, we'll be good today. But I'm gonna show you quickly what I picked up. All right, I didn't do too bad, right? I restrained myself. But the first thing that I really was not looking for that I got was this Wiggles and Squiggles hosta. I think that this is adorable. Unfortunately, I think I left the plant tag there. Oh no, here it is, right here. This is such a cute hosta. It has these really bright chartreusey leaves on it and just has that real like wiggly and squiggly texture. I could not resist getting it for my shade beds right down there. It says that it gets to be, let's see, a height, sorry, my camera needs to focus here, of about 8 to 10 inches and to space them about 24 inches apart. So I think that it'll be really cute to just tuck in to a little space down there in the corner somewhere or somewhere over here, maybe divide it eventually. And then I picked up these beautiful elephant ears. These have these super pretty dark leaves on them. I think that that'll contrast really well in my perennial bed. Oh gosh, it's so windy. I hope that it doesn't knock these over and break the stems. But this is called, sorry, it's all dirty, an elephant ear. It's called Redemption. And look at the leaves. It stays, it's supposed to, well, actually I read on the back that it gets darker with time and this pink striping comes out more with age, I think it says. Let me just read this quick. It says shiny jet black leaves with bright neon pink center. Pink veining intensifies with the heat. So they will be fantastic for our hot and humid summers. And for the height, it says they can get anywhere from 3 to 5 feet tall. So I'm hoping that they get on the taller side. That's what I really want. That was my kind of complaint last year with my Royal Hawaiian elephant ear that I got. It just didn't get tall enough, but these were a little more expensive. They were $14.75 a piece. So a little more than I wanted to pay. And then I couldn't resist picking up this sweet potato. I've wanted to try to grow sweet potatoes for a while. I'm trying to grow things in grow bags this year. And this is called the how do you say that? Beauregard? I don't know. Sweet potato. And it says it has a nice creamy texture. And on the sign, it said that I can divide this into multiple plants. So I'm gonna try growing this in one of my grow bags to see what I can get out of that. I did find all of the super petunias. They had just about every color that you could want by proven winners there. $3.75 a piece. Really great price. So I got my Bordeaux, thank goodness. I got a dill, which was $2.75. All the herbs were, I think, around there. So many beautiful herbs and things. And then they had this fresh asparagus sitting out at the checkout that they grew in their garden. So of course I had to get that, and maybe we'll have that for dinner tonight. So that was the haul. Now let's head on over to my main flower beds over here and get started on some of this weeding and taking out the tulips. And I'm gonna show you, actually I'll show you real quick the plants that I have for this main border over here that hopefully I can get into the ground today. Okay, I already showed you the elephant ears that I'm planning to put over in this bed today. Then these things really need to get in the ground because they are starting to yellow and just not doing that great. But I got 2 more of this Cat's Pajamas Nepeta cat mint. Show you the tag. I already have 4 in this bed right here, but this is a really nice compact cat mint that gets, let's see, I need glasses these days to read, so this is kind of challenging, but the height is anywhere from 12 to 14 inches, spacing 18 inches. So I'm sorry about all the noise too. I have traffic, somebody's building a deck over there, so there's lots of external noise going on. But I am looking forward to adding more of this cat mint to the garden, and I'm gonna figure out how to group it a little bit better all together. So there's the second one, kind of not looking the best right at the moment. And then I have 4 of these orange blaze Nephofia. Isn't that so pretty? I am going to group these with my black-eyed Susans and coneflowers. I love these. They're also called red hot pokers, except they're not red. These are not red. And these take full sun, and they can, let's see, get anywhere from 24 to 30 inches tall, and it says to space them 18 inches apart. So I'm just going to be using them in my groupings, my 4 groupings over here. I think that they're gonna provide some really nice interest with that bright orange color. I love to use lots of color back here, so I'm always trying to figure out how to best disperse all the color in these beds. So I have 4, these 2 are blooming, the others are not blooming yet. I'm not sure how many blooms I'm actually gonna get from these this year. And then I have some winter sown things that my winter sowing stuff really has to get planted also. But I'm gonna start with these foxglove. Yes, I already have foxglove growing, but these are biennial, so they can naturally reseed themselves every year and come up every year, but sometimes they don't. So in order to assure that I have some for next year, I started these from seed, so I'm gonna put these in the ground right back where I have the other ones growing that are flowering right now. And these are not looking so good. This is some alyssum. I have 2 containers. I think they must have gotten waterlogged or something, but they're looking pretty sad. So I think what I'm gonna do is cut these back. So look at all the pretty blooms right now. They do smell really good, but I think that I'm gonna give them a chop because I'm pretty sure that these will regrow, and put them in the ground, and hopefully I can get them to rebound. See, this one really is not doing so good, so hopefully I can get these to rebound. But I am going to start working on weeding and taking out some of the tulips, and then I really have some decisions to make. I've been really just thinking about what to do and how to rearrange things. I still don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I have some general ideas, so we'll just see what I can come up with. Another thing that I really want to do today is move these strawberries into a container because the rabbits just keep eating off all of the foliage and are just not giving them a chance. So they need to definitely go into a container. I'm loving my basket for these tiny little weeds. This is an old Longaberger basket that my mom had given me. My aunt was actually a Longaberger consultant for a really long time. She did really well in the business, and we have just so many, we've had so many Longaberger baskets over the years. I forgot to show you my herb container here. Also in this old galvanized tub, this was my grandfather's, and I've planted herbs in here. But look at this time. It is absolutely taking over the entire container. I had a rosemary that came back from last year. I'm gonna go in, not today, but I'm gonna split up the thyme and add in some more herbs and just plant up a fresh herb container for the year. So this is a Rose of Sharon seedling. These Rose of Sharon are a proven winners variety. They are purple pillar Rose of Sharon, and they are supposed to seed less than some of the traditional Rose of Sharons. I have found, I don't know, I haven't really dealt with a lot of traditional Rose of Sharons, but these throw off a good amount of seeds. So, you know, if you do end up getting one of these purple pillars, it won't be completely no maintenance. There still are seedlings that you're gonna need to maintain, so this hedge is not extremely low maintenance, I guess I would say, but they are so beautiful. So for right now, I think that they are worth cleaning up all of these little baby seedlings. Now, if you don't want to deal with all of these little baby seedlings from things like Black-Eyed Susans and the Rose of Sharon, there are different products that you can use. There's a product called Preen that you sprinkle on your soil, I think in the fall and the spring, I want to say, and that will prohibit the weeds from germinating or the seedlings from germinating that you don't want. The only downfall is that seedlings won't germinate. So if you want things to go to seed, then they won't. So, or if you like to grow, like sometimes I grow my zinnias from seed, I'll be doing that real soon, sprinkling down seed for them. Then you don't want to use something like Preen, but I'll tell you what, I'm half tempted to try it next year, just around like the base where most of the seedlings collect, just to see how it does, where I know I'm not gonna want to grow any seeds because there is a lot of weeding to do right now. I just saw some slugs in my lamb's ear and I was completely grossed out. Those things freak me out every time I see them. So I'm gonna be dividing these today, so I'm definitely gonna wear gloves. Oh, this catmint smells so good. I keep getting whiffs of it when I'm weeding. Today is really the perfect day to be out here doing this. It is cloudy and it's breezy. It's probably in the low 70s. I feel a few sprinkles here and there, but nothing major. So I am super thankful for this weather today. And the weeds are coming out real easy, or the seedlings, whatever you want to call them, are coming out real easy because we've had so much rain. So they just are pulling out of the ground super easily. How has the weather been for you guys? Are you getting a lot of rain, or have you been dry? Have you been on the cooler side? I'd say we've been on the cooler side for May. It's been like 60s, which is kind of cool for this time of year. Well, here are all of the seedlings that I pulled out, quite a few. It is far from perfect. I still have some Black-Eyed Susan seedlings, at least that's what I think they are, popping up, but I'm just gonna kind of pull them as I go, I think, because some of them are just really hard to get. But I think that things are looking a lot better, especially as far as the Rose of Sharon seedlings go. So I'm gonna work on taking out my tulips now. I think that'll enable me to envision this whole space a little bit better once all of that old foliage is pulled out. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did out in the front of my house. I cannot seem to get these tulips up without, or I can't seem to get the bulb up, I should say. So I've been having to dig out the tulips just to get the bulb out. Tulips do not come back for me well. They usually come back in the form of big strappy foliage instead of flowers. So I just start fresh every year. I often buy clearance tulips because of that, for that reason, because, you know, they are kind of like annuals, so I don't want to spend a ton of money on them. But I will just, unfortunately, throw these in the trash. Okay, the tulips are all out, and boy, that does make a difference in being able to see kind of what's going on and figure some things out. But now is where the hard part comes in. So I think I'm going to start with what I know I want to do. So I have 4 of these clumps. Now, some died on me. I was supposed to have a powwow pink coneflower right in here, and I'm going to have to keep my eye out for some of those. And then I have this clump of black-eyed Susans and daisies. And I'm gonna put the Nephofia kind of in the middle of the daisies and the coneflower, right in that spot there. I think then I will have pink, yellow, white, and orange, purple behind it in the Rose of Sharon. And I have some purple with the catmint right there. So I'm gonna repeat that pattern all the way down. So I am gonna start there, and I don't know if I'm gonna get to everything that, you know, I want to do today, but we'll just see how far I can get, and I'll just keep plugging away and filling you guys in as I go. Unfortunately, I have 3 daffodils placed right here. I'm gonna have to rearrange those a little bit, but I think that this will just add a nice grassy texture right here that I really don't have in this garden. Here's another grub. Oh, gross. We have these all throughout our yard, our landscape. Ugh. I'm just gonna throw it out and let the birds get it. I have more daffodils right here that I am gonna need to rehome as well, so that I can put this Nephofia in the center here. I loved these daffodils. They were like a peachy pink color, and they were a double ruffle. They were so pretty this year. So I took my daffodils. I had, let's see, 6 clumps, and I made 4 bigger clumps to put in my bed. I am going to put one in that space right there, more towards the front of the border, one in front of each of my irises, and then I'll put one here, kind of more towards the front. And these caramel heuchera and the Russian sage, the catmint, are all going to be moved around as well. But I think they'll look really good in 4 bigger clumps. So there you go. Divide your daffodils. Right now, it's a great time. So I am planning to move these caramel heuchera. I am gonna go ahead and dig it up. I love these here along the edge, but I think that where I'm gonna put them, I'm gonna group them all together, and I think that they'll just make a bigger impact, bigger statement all grouped together. And they're also gonna go to a spot that gets a little more shade. So they won't, these can do sun, but I think they do better in partial shade. And we get pretty hot here, so I think that they may do even better in the spot that I'm gonna put them in, at least I hope. So I want these daffodils to kind of be towards the front of the border a little bit. So I'm just gonna stick them right in these heuchera's place. I don't think that flower beds are really ever done if you really love to garden. I think it's just always like playing musical plants, just constantly rearranging and coming up with different ideas. I don't know. That's how I work, at least. So this is where I am thinking I'm gonna put the heuchera. I am gonna move these wee white hydrangeas and center them more on this bench area. And I'm gonna move this phlox over with its other counterpart on the other side of this bed. And I think I'm gonna fill this whole, sorry, my glove, this whole area, like right in front of the foxglove, in front of the green giants, just this whole little corner here with the caramel heuchera. And I think that it'll really stand out nicely in that corner as you're walking down this border. It'll kind of draw your eye down to this more shady corner and add some really nice color in here with these hydrangea and the red maple and the foxglove. I think it'll just look really pretty. So that's my idea. Really pretty cardinal right over there on my lights. I will not cut these daffodils back until they have completely died back to the ground. They'll probably die back quicker now that I've moved them, but that just helps the bulb to get stronger for the next year and produce bigger and better flowers. Okay, so now I'm gonna move these hydrangea over a little bit and a little bit closer together. I did not have this bench here last year, so I wasn't really thinking about centering anything on the bench, and I think I spaced them too far apart. So I hate to dig them up because they're starting to actually put on some blossoms, but hopefully they will transplant well. I do have a little bit of this Biotone starter fertilizer left over. I'm trying not to buy this year just to save some money, but I will use this on these hydrangeas just to try to get them off to a good start here. And these are the wee white hydrangeas. I think I've said that before, but just in case I didn't. These wee whites seem to prefer a little bit of shade, which will be good because this whole area does get part shade from the green giants and the big maple tree right in front of me. So I think that this is a good spot for them. At least they seem to prefer shade for my Zone 7B garden, where it does get pretty hot. And if they're in too much sun, it seems like the blooms turn a little more crispy quicker. This really put on some very nice growth since last year. It is looking really nice. Okay, here is the arrangement. 3 in the back, kind of centered on the bench, and then 2 in the front. Everybody say a prayer for that little guy because he's not looking so good. Hopefully it makes it, but I think that this will look real pretty. And then I'm gonna arrange the heuchera right there in the corner, and I'm gonna have to call it quits soon because it is getting late, but I will pick up whatever I don't get done today tomorrow. Alright, the wee whites are in the ground. I am going to move this phlox over with the other one. I forget what kind of a phlox. I think it's a Monrovia. I'll put it on the screen if I can remember. And I'm going to get these heuchera in the ground. And then I think I'm going to call it quits for the evening. This is where I wish that all of you could be here with me to tell me what to do for so many of these things, but I have 6 of them, so it makes it a little bit awkward. But I thought maybe I could put them in this triangle shape, and then I could even put some lilies in there, and I have some lilies over here that I would like to move more towards the bench. So that is my idea for right now. Here is where I had this other phlox right in front of my Limelight Prime hydrangea. I'm gonna move them together to create one big grouping, and I'm gonna move them more where this one is, so that right here I have this Royal Sunset Lily, and then I have a peony that has not bloomed that I did move, by the way. Somebody kindly reminded me that they don't like to be planted deep. So I made sure it was planted more shallow, and I moved it away from this lily because it was way too close. And the stems kind of fell over on me, so I have them supported by those rocks. So I'm gonna move the phlox kind of in this grouping in more of a triangular pattern, just away from right in front of this Limelight Prime hydrangea. So then I will be done for the day. Well, that was a successful day in the garden. I am really exhausted. That was a very long day, and I still have more to do that I will try and pick up tomorrow. But things are looking a little bit more tidy, and I'm starting to just pull some things together. There is the phlox. I still have room for something right in there and maybe down in front. And over here, I don't like too many empty spaces. I did not get to my strawberries yet, or my herb pot, but that will come. And I'm really liking that Nifofia. It kind of looks like the daffodil foliage right now, but it'll kind of take over that spiky foliage when the daffodils are all gone. And I will keep my eye out for some Powwow pink coneflower to finish off these groupings. I did not get this elephant ear in. Hopefully tomorrow. That's going to be really nice right there. And I will continue to fiddle with the placement of my catmint and split my lamb's ear. I have one little lone Powwow wildberry coneflower right there that I'll need to add to this year. And as we walk down this way, things just seem a lot more tidy and just nicer to me with the tulip foliage all gone. Here is a better grouping with this Nifofia, and this is a Powwow coneflower, pink coneflower right there. Black-eyed Susans and daisies. The black-eyed Susans are gonna need thinned out next year for sure. Here is my other elephant ear, and this really pretty grouping over here that I think going to enjoy. I did realize I probably will want to get a 7th heuchera for right in the middle there. I'm thinking, I don't know, we'll see. I think that I might want that to fill it out a little bit better, but really loving this little corner right here with the foxglove. And I'm looking forward to this hydrangea getting bigger, adding some lilies, some things in that bench. Might do some zinnias for this year. Everything is just looking super fresh and pretty right now, and I am just really loving it. And there is my stash of stuff waiting to go into the garage. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for this whole day. I feel like I spent the whole day with you at the garden center and working in my garden. I am going to go inside and get some dinner and clean up a little bit. I hope that you all are doing well, and I will talk to you really soon. Bye.